assisting people of all abilities to live, work, and play in the community.
My name is Sandra Everard. I live in Olathe, Kansas. I came from a small farm town in western Kansas called Dighton, Kansas. And I grew up there until I was 10 years old. And I came up to Overland Park when I was 12. My dad was a mechanic and a farmer, and my mom was studying to become a registered nurse. And I moved into Roland Park, Kansas, 1972. I went to Old Mission Junior High School, and there I was very outgoing and I got along with everyone, including principals and teachers and counselors. I was in a talent show in my freshman year, and I was Miss Bunny Buns, and I sold Pootsy Wootsy Beauty Cream. At the age of 14, I was chosen to be mayor for a day of Mission, Kansas, and that is an honor, as I understand. And I went to, at the age of 15, almost immediately at the age of 15, I decided to get a job at Village Inn Pancake House, and I was a bus girl. Within 3 months, I was promoted to a waitress, and I was the very best waitress there. While working as a waitress, I saw my boyfriend, John, and my boyfriend and I were going out to celebrate his 18th birthday, January 10th. He turned 18 5 days before. And January 10th, it had snowed all the week before. And that Saturday, it became unseasonably warm. And some snow melted, and it became deadly cold that night. How deadly, I didn't know. We were starting down a long hill, and that hill was very steep and didn't look good. My sister said, John, if we go down that hill, we'll never make it back up. And I said, yeah, John, let's go the other way. And he said, no, Sandy, I got straight A's in driver's ed. We went down that hill. I started screaming. My sister told me to get in the back seat. I didn't get in the back seat. Heck no. I just put my head down in between my legs, and I kept on screaming. And John, I heard a shriek. He said, "Oh God!" And then the car slid into a utility pole, threw my sister out on a pile of rocks, and killed John immediately, and put me in a coma for over 6 months. I was in a deep coma from KU, and at St. Luke's, I started waking up. But, just looking around, and then I became semi-comatose when they transported me to Olathe Med. I started becoming awake and aware of what was going on, and I remember a confusion at that time where I couldn't talk. I was wondering where John was. I kept signing his name, and nobody understood what I was talking about. Finally, the physical therapist gave me a big pin, kindergarten pin, wrapped with vinyl tape so I could hold on to it because I was very weak. And I wrote John. My mom started asking someone to tell me what happened to John, and no one would. My mom finally told me, I had to relearn how to walk, talk, eat, and reform my personality very quickly. And my dad asked me, Sandy, where do you want to go? I mean, don't you want to learn how to walk, talk? And I said, I thought yes. And then Dad said, well, why don't we go to a place where we can learn? And I was thinking east, the far east, like New York or something like that. And then my dad said, no, we'll be going to KU. There'll be family all the time. It didn't take me long because he said I could be independent. I wanted to be independent so bad. And the next time he came, first thing I said was KU. Well, when I came home, my parents says, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to visit relatives. I want to go all over Kansas visiting relatives. She tucked me into bed. I said, I walked. And she said, yes, you did. Now go to good night. And I dreamed of walking all over the place, like normal, but I never will again. I taught myself how to walk, yes. I went back to school. The homeschooler was a special ed teacher, and she said I was retarded. It devastated me, because I had the same brain. It just didn't work the same way. When I went back to high school, the true building, it was strange. Number one, I had a different body, and number two, the kids didn't know how to react to me, and I felt so uncomfortable. I tried to join in with the group, but I didn't know how to. Because I was so humiliated, I felt hopeless. My dad consoled me by saying, everyone makes mistakes. It's what you do with that error that helps you either succeed or fail. It's your choice. And because of that statement, I decided to make something of myself. I graduated with my graduating class, and later I wrote and published Waking Up, Memoirs of a Coma Recoverer. And a little bit before that, I learned how to type and play piano with one hand. And after high school, I went to, in fact, the very next month, I went to Salina, Kansas for training. And they were supposed to have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week monitoring or supervision. And it was not. Because at Salina, where I was tested, the people took advantage of me. And it took 20 years to finally recover from that. I was in Poplar Court Apartments, which was a retirement disability community, and that's where I heard about Minds Matter and that I would qualify because of my Medicaid. When I got help at Minds Matter, I got a physical therapist, a cognitive therapist, and an occupational therapist. The physical therapist helped me with my leg brace. You can see it right here. After that, I went through a couple of cognitive therapists until I met Chad. When you feel that you have reached the end and that you cannot take one more step, when life seems to be drained of all purpose, what a wonderful opportunity to start all over again, to turn over a new page.
Say who